Welcome to the Vail Dance Festival's digital edition. I'm Damien Wetzel, director of the festival, and I'm so glad you've joined us tonight for a look at new works created at the festival over the last decade plus. It's a program called Now Premieres, and what that signifies is a belief in the opportunity of seizing the moment when artists are together to make something, to collaborate, and to find something new for now. To kick us off, in true Vail spirit, a pièce de Cajun by Robbie Fairchild, an artist who's been coming to the festival since 2008. So let's go to Robbie on a rooftop in Manhattan, where he's dreaming of his summer place. Take it away, Robbie. Feng Yishu, an amazing dancer who became famous in the Martha Graham Dance Company and went on to enliven creative pursuits around the globe, from London to New York to Taipei, and yes, in Vail for many years. Feng Yi always found a challenge every summer, looking to create something that would be a next step for her and for the artists involved. And in 2012, she came to me and she said, "I'd like to make something with Ron." She was talking about Ron Miles, the amazing Memphis juker, also known as Primetime. Together, they melded their vocabularies and taught each other things in a cultural meeting point that was called Anywhere on This Road.
I live in this country now, I'm called by this name. I speak this language, it's not quite the same. For no other reason than this, it's my home. And the places I used to be, far from are gone. Da-da. You've traveled this long, you just have to go on. Don't even look back to see how far you've come. Though your body is bending under the load, there is nowhere to stop anywhere on this road. My heart is breaking, I cannot sleep. I love a man who's afraid of me. He believes if he doesn't stand guard with the knife, I'll make him my slave for the rest of his life. I love this hour when the tide is just turning. There will be an end to the longing and yearning. If I can stand up to angels and men, I'll never get swallowed in darkness again. You've traveled this long, you just have to go on. Don't even look back to see how far you've come. Though your body is bending under the load, there is nowhere to stop anywhere on this road.
Time It Was, 116. It's a piece about a clown of a certain age, Bill Irwin, and a ballerina of a certain age, Tyler Peck, who meet on the field of time. And not just any time, the tempo 116, as you will hear, with an assist at the end by a beautiful violin melody, courtesy of Philip Glass. It was created collaboratively by Bill, Tyler, and myself in the summer of 2015. And it's really a pleasure to get to revisit this piece now and share it with you. It's a piece about connection, about reaching each other, and about sharing. Please enjoy Time It Was, 116. I first met Matthew Neenan at the Boston Ballet School. I think I was about 11 and he was about 6. His older sister was Clara to my Fritz every year in the Nutcracker, and Matty was her little brother. He grew up to be a dancer in the Pennsylvania Ballet and a wonderful choreographer from a very young age. Matt's been creating ballets in Vail for many years, and we're going to show you an excerpt from one now, Farewell, featuring Lauren Lovett, Joseph Gordon, and Roman Mejia, all from the New York City Ballet, though at this point I think Roman was actually still at the School of American Ballet. Enjoy this section from Matt Neenan's Farewell, music by Leonard Bernstein. Rashawn Mitchell and Silas Reiner, are extraordinary dancers and choreographers. They've been coming to the festival for several years and creating new works. Their first one was called Desire Liar, and it was a piece for the two of them as dancers. Set to a rhythmically propulsive score by the composer and Wilco drummer Glenn Coche, the music was commissioned by our string quartet, Brooklyn Rider. So this is Desire Liar with Silas, Rashawn, and Brooklyn Rider. I said at the beginning of the evening that Now Premieres is about opportunity, about seizing the moment. And this next piece epitomizes that. It's called Solo for Patricia. How it happened was, in the van on the way up from Denver Airport to Vail, the choreographer Pam Tanowitz happened to be driving with the ballerina Patricia Delgado. Well, it's about a 2-hour plus ride, and somewhere in the middle of that ride I received a text from Pam. A what-if text. What if I made a solo for Patty? I've already talked to Colin. She's talking about Colin Jacobson, violinist from Brooklyn Rider, and I think we've got a great piece of music for it. Sound good? It was a big yes. Solo for Patricia, choreography by Pam Tanowitz, music by Bella Bartok, danced by Patricia Delgado. In December of 2010, my wife Heather called out to me from another room in our apartment and said, "I think you should come look at this. I think you want to see this." And I came over, and she had her computer out, and she was watching a video of a young man dancing to The Dying Swan, but in a way I'd never seen or certainly never imagined. He was on point much of the time, but in sneakers, and he had a fluid quality that was lyrical and emotionally expressive, but intensely technical at the same time. That was Lil Buck. We reached out to him through his ballet teacher, Katie Smythe, and found Lil Buck in Los Angeles, where we arranged to start working together. That summer of 2011, Buck came to Vail as our artist in residence. He brought with him a belief and an ethic about dance, and specifically about his form of dance, Memphis Jukin. He wanted to tell all of us about it. He wanted to share that technique, even as he voraciously absorbed all the other techniques around him that year and into the future. From ballet, which he'd studied with Katie, to tap dancing, which he embraced with Michelle Dorrance, to Indian classical dancing, which he did with Shantala Shivalingappa, to contemporary dancing and modern dancing, all of it coming together in what we would call his Buckness. When Caroline Shaw became composer in residence in the festival, I couldn't wait to put her together with Buck to see what they might do together. What you're about to see is one of their collaborations, 38109, the zip code in Memphis where Buck is from, and where he hails back to as his touchstone, the beat, the melody, and the source of Memphis Jukin. Here's 38109, Caroline Shaw and Lil Buck.
I started to climb when I was 13. I started to climb. I started to climb when I was 13. I'm 30 now. I started to climb when I was 13. I'm 30 now. I started to climb when I was 13. I'm 30 now. I started to climb when I was 13. I'm 30 now. Jukin is the house. Foundation. Jukin is the house. Foundation. I feel it with so much substance. Foundation. I feel it with so much substance. Foundation. with so much substance. I feel it with so much substance. Passion, drive, grit, grind. Passion, grit, drive, grit, drive, grind. Passion, grit, drive, passion, grit, grind, passion, passion, drive, ready to passion. Feel it with so much substance. Every step is the downbeat. Foundation.
Claudia Schreier has been a part of the festival since 2007 when she first came as an intern. I'd known her because she was a student of my wife Heather's, who was teaching a course on George Balanchine's life and work at Harvard, where Claudia was a student. And she went on from there to choreograph herself and grow into the artist that we know her as today, an intense creative force. She's been making new works at Vail for many summers now. And here's one duet that she made for Ballet Hispanico in the summer of 2018. This is Claudia Schreier's Contra to a commissioned score by Gabriela Lena Frank, with Brooklyn Ryder playing the piece. Caroline Shaw has been the composer in residence in Vail for several years now. And when Justin Peck was coming out to choreograph his first work for the festival in the summer of 2018, he said to me, "Do you think there's a way I could collaborate with Caroline? I just love her music." The answer was, of course. Let's see what we can manage. We met at Indy on 65th Street, and we started talking about ideas for what the piece might be. Justin and Caroline started talking about elevations, about the city, and about mountains, thinking about their time in New York, but then where they were going to be actually doing this piece. What came out was a double premiere again of music and dance, Rise, Wait, Climb Through, with a cast of dancers from several companies coming together as never can happen in real life. Rise, Wait, Climb Through, with music by Caroline Shaw, choreography by Justin Peck. As we realized that we would be unable to safely present the 2020 Summer Dance Festival, we decided to create this digital festival as a way of marking this moment and looking back, even as we look forward to when we can be together, to create together, to grow together, as we do every summer in Vail. But we also wanted to mark this moment with a new work of its own in this moment, made for this moment. So I asked Bobby Jean Smith if she would create something in the virtual world for the virtual world. So this is Mercy, created by Bobby to music by Max Richter, danced by herself, Calvin Royal III, our artist in residence, and Melissa Toogood, filmed in socially distanced appropriateness, and presented to you now as a world premiere for this evening. Please enjoy Mercy. It's a dance festival, but music and musicians are the drivers of everything we do, and none more so than the string quartet Brooklyn Rider, who've been coming to Vail for many years as players, as commissioners, and as curators, and active participants in everything we do in the studio and on the stage. Tonight's closing work, Ascending Bird, is one of their anthems. It's a cycle about flying close to the sun again and again. And it brings together in this iteration a big variety of musicians and dancers from a range of disciplines joining together to bring it on home. I hope you enjoy Ascending Bird and that you've really taken to heart the principle of now premieres, of opportunity, of creativity, of seizing that moment of possibility. I'll see you at the next performance. Thanks so much for being with us.
The music always comes first, so I think I would kind of put the pressure on you a little bit, and I was like, send me something, and we can start there.
And then move this way, and then spin out that way.
The very first opening that I wrote was sitting like at the top of this mountain in Wyoming, and just thinking about like, how do we make a slow rise? Starting with knowing Justin's work and also knowing that it would be for the Vail Dance Festival, which I know is this like, everyone is busy. You have a very limited amount of time and you're trying to sort of construct something in a few days. I wanted to make sure that it was rhythmically somewhat clear.
1, 2, 3, fall off, 4, 5, 6. I like you guys in different places.
I always admire composers for being able to just like write something out of nothing, because I always feel like I have the music to respond to. Yeah, I have it easy in comparison.
Not easy.
I have like an idea of how the piece will fit together, but changes slightly when you work with the dancers. We have a nice combination of dancers from New York City Ballet and American Ballet Theater and Boston Ballet, and it's just kind of nice to get to work with that kind of range of dancers, and it just seems like they all really pay attention to one another and learn from each other. That's part of what makes this festival so great. I mean, I love working on new compositions because there's a more collaborative feel to it.
And also really enjoyable just to watch Justin choreograph and to watch the dancers learn and to be in the studio. That's one of the things I love about music, is the movement of it. So it's cool to watch you guys.
It always feels like you've never done it before when you start a new one. Yeah.